Hello friends and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video we are going to discuss about the basics of what is data privacy and how does it impact our day-to-day life. The word privacy comes from the word private. Private is something that belongs to me. I own it. It is my friends, family, my properties, something which is exclusive for me, something that helps you identify me, and it is my choice whether I want to share it with anyone or not. The word privacy comes from the same. Data privacy means it is my right to choose what information about myself is that I want to share with anyone, with whom am I wanting to share it with, what is the purpose of sharing this information, and is that person allowed to share my information with any other third party, right? So my right to choose what am I going to share with someone, whom am I going to share it, what is my purpose of sharing it, and is that person further allowed to share it with anyone else, right? And then data privacy brings laws around it in case a wrong information has been shared to a third party, in case the information shared by me to the first party itself has been misused or used not with the purpose for which it was shared. That is what data privacy is. We'll understand this with a couple of examples. Let's pick up the first example of the basic bank account details. When I open a bank account, the bank issues me an account number, bank name and branch are known to me, and they give me an IFSC code, and they also give me a SWIFT code. Now there's a lot of other things that they give you like checkbook, bank statement, online login, etc. But these are the four identifiers about my bank account. Fine. Whom am I going to share it with? It really depends. My first relationship is my vendor. Does my vendor need to know where am I banking? No. He's not going to remit any money to me. So he may not need to know. The only purpose he needs to know my banking details is if he has a compliance need to capture all the information about his customers. Otherwise, as and when required, I'll remit him his payments. Right? So the only purpose my vendor needs this information is for compliance. Does my customer needs it? Yes, he does. And if it's an Indian customer, he needs my bank account number, bank, branch, and IFSC code. He'll use a combination of these to remit my payment as and when required. Does he need my SWIFT code? It does not help him. Does he still need it? Well, maybe if he also wants to fill up a compliance form which needs SWIFT code, then he needs the SWIFT code. But the purpose of having a SWIFT code here is still compliance only. Okay. Now when I go to an international customer, he definitely needs a SWIFT code even to remit my payment. So same set of information that is issued by the banker to me has a different purpose depending on my relationship. My vendors don't need any of them until they need to fill their own compliance form. My Indian customer needs a part of it for remitting my payment, and my international customer needs everything for remitting my payment. Common purpose, compliance. Very clear who needs it for what purpose. Fine. This is what data privacy allows me to do. Gives me the control of what am I sharing and why am I sharing it. What is the purpose of sharing it. Okay. Now what is personal information? Terminology given in the world of privacy is it's a personally identifiable information. Information with which I can identify someone as a person or someone can identify me as a person. It's abbreviated as PII. It starts from the very basic details of name and address. It gets into sensitive information like ethnic details, biometrics and health records. Into financial information like banking information, employment information, etc. So these are all my personal information. There's a longer list of what your personal information is, what is your sensitive personal information, where do you use it, where can someone misuse it, and what could be its impact. We'll discuss about each of them in subsequent videos. But for now, to understand, these are my basic information which I call as personal information. Anything that belongs to me or helps you identify me is my personal information. Let's pick up another example. I want to travel from Mumbai to Delhi next week. So I go to an online ticketing aggregator. I enter my logins because I'm a frequent visitor to their website. They book tickets for me very frequently. I enter start location Mumbai, destination Delhi. I enter a date. okay, and I press search button. I enter my preference in terms of time schedule, say 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So they show me tickets from different airlines between this time duration on the given date. I pick and choose the airline, I pick and choose the budget, and accordingly I make a choice and click. The moment I make a choice and click, it asks me for the number of passengers, and it shows me the details of all the passengers that are already available with it. They took these details from me in some of my previous bookings, and I gave them these details because I wanted to get that facility that every time I come in, I don't need to re-enter my name, my phone number, my email ID, my seat preference, my meal preference, right, and my co-passengers details. So I pick and choose which of the passengers are going to travel, and I enter payment details, credit card details, OTP, etc., and I make the payment. The moment I make the payment, they share my basic details like my name, my phone number, my email ID, and my seat preference and my meal preference with the respective airline that has chosen above. They would share the entire information in a sense that this information of all the passengers with the airline. And while I was booking this ticket, I knew they are going to share this information with the airline because the airline has to allocate the ticket to me. So this information is very much required by the airline, right? So in this example, I know the purpose of sharing all my information with the ticketing aggregator, and he shares a part of it with an airline. I again know the purpose of why he is shared it with the ticketing airline company, right? This process of sharing your information and allowing them to share with anyone else has been given the term consent in data privacy world. We'll have a lot of videos upon consent management also later on our YouTube channel, so you can go through them to understand consent management better, right? What does data privacy do and how does it help me? It gives me the choice, the right to control my own data, allows me to decide what information do I want to share with whom, and do I allow them to share it further with anyone else, right? And it has created laws to protect me against misuse of my data, to protect me against someone sharing my data without a purpose, without my consent to a third party, and any of these people misusing my data. So data privacy helps me around protecting my personal data to be misused by first party, second party, third party, and so on, wherever I have shared, and I have shared it with a purpose. Fine. So that is what data privacy is. I have tried to explain the basics with very basic 2 examples. If you like it, press like button. Provide me feedback about the content so that I can improvise in further videos. And since this would be a long series of videos on data privacy, you can subscribe to my channel so that you can get updated with the new content coming up now and then. Thank you very much for your time and patience. Thank you.